currently in Florida, Miami, for Sunshine PHP, and tonight I've been invited by Adam Kulp, who was on the podcast a few weeks ago, to go to the speaker dinner, even though I'm not actually a speaker. And what I'm going to try and do is talk to as many people as I possibly can and see if I can get some volunteers to come onto the podcast in the future. Wish me luck. This is the first day of the conferences at Sunshine PHP. I'm going to be learning some awesome PHP goodness. Last night's speaker dinner was awesome. Met some really good people, interesting people that I hope will come on the podcast. But for now, I need to go in. I need to go and register, and then start learning some PHP goodness. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, look at that.
The first day at Sunshine PHP, the first conference day, I saw Kat talk about PHP optimisation, a very good talk, and then I saw Rob Allen talk about Serverless PHP, an introduction of Serverless PHP, another very good talk. I got to speak to the speakers as well afterwards. I'm going to pop back in now because it's just started to rain. However, temperatures are fantastic here in Florida, but some really nice food here as well. Hello! So I thought what I would do at the end of this video is just go through a rundown of all of the talks that I saw at Sunshine PHP. Now, Friday was the first day of the conference talks and I did go to see those. The first talk was the Keynote talk by Chris Hartjes, and I do apologise if I do mispronounce anybody's names on this. That talk was Confessions of a Not So Accidental Leader. Very good talk, very good talk, extremely relatable talk in some respects, because there were some things that Chris mentioned that on the face of it weren't naturally leadership, or you wouldn't think were naturally leadership skills. However, if you pull them apart and pick them apart, they are. After that, I went to see Performance Optimization, How Do You Go About It by Kat Zien. And Kat is actually going to be on the podcast. We actually did an interview together after her talk, after the conference. That talk was incredibly useful. She mentioned all sorts of tools and things that I wasn't even aware of being a PHP developer, stuff that I should know. Then after that, I saw Rob Allen's talk, which was Introduction to Serverless PHP, stuff that Rob was mentioning, all the technologies that perhaps AWS have, also OpenWhisk have, and the way they go about making serverless work was very, very interesting. After that, we had lunch, and lunch was incredibly nice. Then we had a Welcome to the Community by Nara Kasbergen. I do apologize. That was a good talk. That was a very, very good talk. It was kind of like one of those talks that entices you to get into the community, get into the community spirit. Then after that, I saw PWA for PHP Developers by Ben Marks. It wasn't necessarily a talk for PHP developers. I kind of feel that talk you could have given to basically anyone, but a very good talk nonetheless. Then after that, I saw Accessibility for Everyone by Beth Tucker-Long. It was a talk that I just needed to see, because accessibility is one of those things that I think that every developer, regardless of whether you are a PHP developer, a front-end developer, JavaScript, any kind of developer needs to have an appreciation and understanding for accessibility. I've come away with so many resources from that talk that I will be reviewing and checking out and reviewing my websites to make sure that they are accessible for not just bots, not just crawlers, not just people who I think will see the site, but for everyone. So after that, I saw Swoole 4 introducing the new coroutine design pattern in PHP. This was from Demin. I'm apologizing again if I mispronounced your name. And this was a talk about a technology in PHP that I just never knew existed. It blew me away, to be honest, this talk. This talk was one of those mouth drop moments where it was like, PHP can do that? Wow. Then after that, we had the panel discussion. Then we had the hack event. I didn't go to the hack event because I was watching the panel discussion. On the second day, I saw general session. That is the Think Like a Trainer, Strategies for Improving Your Communication Skills. This was by Olivia Liddell. That talk was an extremely inspiring. It kind of hit me in the feels. As a trainer, as a teacher, as someone who likes to teach code, as someone who likes to help improve other developers. That was a very inspiring talk, and a talk that after that talk, I wanted to fly home and just start doing more tutorials. That was a very, very good talk. Then after that, I saw another PWA talk. This was by Josh Holmes. This is Performance Tuning Your Progressive Web Apps. Now, if you are not interested in PWAs, I think that this talk can also be listened to, because there were so many little snippets that Josh was mentioning, loads, that would just improve the performance of any website. So after that, I saw Driving Innovation with MySQL 8.0 and Docker. That was a talk by Kathy Forte. Their talk was listed a whole bunch of features that I just didn't even know MySQL could do. After that, we had lunch, another very nice lunch, and then we had Dealing with Development Overload by David Bissett. I do apologize if I've mispronounced your name there. That talk, I think everybody, regardless of what you do, should see, because everybody gets overloaded. Everybody has really busy schedules, and it just seems that everything that I do, there is just, what am I trying to say? The more things I do, the less I give time for myself and other people. I think that was a very well-grounded talk, a talk that I think everybody should see, and I think everybody will come away going, yeah, you're right. After that talk, I saw the Get Started with Vue.js by Matt Trask. I was right at the back. It was an extremely popular talk. Vue.js is one of those sort of interesting frameworks from JavaScript, because it isn't that heavy and it is exceptionally powerful. Then after that, I didn't actually see the other talks because I was actually speaking to an attendee, and I want to make this point here. You don't have to go and see every talk. You don't have to go and see every single thing at the conference. I had a very interesting talk with an attendee, and that talk went on for quite some time, but I don't feel guilty for not seeing the other talks in this slot because I had such an interesting conversation with an attendee, and that is okay. Go and see Year with Event Sourcing and CQRS by Miro Svrtan, and again I apologize for mispronouncing your name. That was a talk that was it was certainly an interesting talk. It was a good talk. He kind of put it in perspective, you know. Event sourcing, it's not a savior of everything. It's not a cure for everything. If done well and done in the right place, it's fantastic. Then we had the closing keynote in the grand ballroom, Pop Songs and Programming for Fun and Profit by PJ Hagerty. Again, I really apologize. Very good talk. It was a talk which had music, which is I've never heard a talk with music before. Very, very good. Then we had a thank you and prizes by Adam Cole. And I just want to end this by saying a very big thank you to Adam for not only inviting me to the speaker dinner, giving me the opportunity to actually speak to the speakers over dinner, but also for putting on such a great conference. I do recommend Sunshine PHP, and for those who will be on the podcast soon, I cannot wait to speak to you guys and girls. Thank you ever so much for watching. Happy coding, everyone, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers. Bye.